Hi everybody, thanks for joining me and Megan on The Countdown. It's another edition of our college-based opinionated show, so to speak. I'm Tom Vasquez.
And I'm Megan Cashone.
I think social media is a good place to start.
Okay.
I think to a certain extent, social media is looked at as something that is totally abused and is just brainwashing the heck out of everybody.
Right.
I don't know. So most people, a lot of these articles are saying that social media is like, should not be there. It's making us worse people and we can't talk anymore. So I don't know.
You know, I don't know if it's necessarily social media that is ruining the communication between us and our peers as much as it is like cell phone use.
Cell phone use versus social media.
Versus social media. I mean, I feel like people use social media to their benefit. You know, you can keep in touch with people over the years. You know, there's LinkedIn, you can find a job. I think it's texting and like phone communication where people are starting to yield from the real way to communicate.
But I think if you look at people in, classes and in waiting rooms, they're all, face down in the cell phone. So yes, to that point, definitely. But I think it's more so still social media. And I think you can classify social media as anything that connects people with other people, really. And that could be a broad range of things. You got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Imgur, all those picture viewing apps. I mean, all of that is social media. I mean, it's a constant distraction for people, and people can't do what we're doing right now.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, like I think you need to find the balance between having your social media time and talking to friends through that, but also knowing how to communicate in the real world. Because like you said, like I went to dinner the other night, and people are at dinner on their phones.
Right.
And it's like, there wasn't any communication like physically,
No,
and that's disturbing.
It's a good thing to have. Without it, I would personally not have been made aware of some issues I'm happy that I was made aware of.
Right.
But honestly, it's like anything. You need to find the balance.
Right.
And so many people just don't have the balance.
Right. There's a time and place to be on social media and a time and place not to be.
Right.
If you want something to smile about, just say cheeseburger at McDonald's.
So, last week there were two men in the Netherlands who were at a food fair, and they basically said to these customers, "Hey, try this food. It's organic, and it looks like McDonald's food. It's chicken nuggets, burgers, but it's organic."
I love how there's something that can look like McDonald's.
Yeah. But here's the catch. It was McDonald's.
Oh.
So all these customers were like, "Yeah, like this is so much better. Like it tastes better. It looks better." But it was McDonald's.
That's just typical of nowadays, I think. Anything, it's like a modern day placebo effect. The placebo effect is something that's modern, but you can sort of alter that in any way you want.
Right.
Hey guys, this is organic. Oh, cool. Tastes like organic food. No, but it's not organic.
It's not.
I don't know how, it's people's, I think, insecurities. They're like, we're always looking for something that's better than ourselves, but we're fine. I get the point of advice and hey, this is the healthful alternative and here's the best way to do this, but people I think need to have some stronger sense of themselves.
Oh, right.
It's why they get strayed off course.
Definitely.
So much,
but I mean, I know for a fact if I were one of these customers, I would have been right there with them being like, yeah, this is way better, because it's all like, in your head. Like I know if I get told like, oh, like this is really good, you should try it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually pretty good. But if someone tells me don't try this, it's really bad, I'm gonna go in there thinking it's bad.
Right.
So I don't know, like I feel like it's not so much the fast food aspect as much as it is the psychological aspect.
Yeah, so there's like there's some weight that other people's opinions seem to have.
Right, exactly. Like people's influence on others regarding the issue, whether it's,
It's human to human.
Exactly.
We want to have someone else we can lean on.
Right.
So with college campuses these days, you can sort of see the shift happening from students that live on campus to students that live off campus.
Right.
And I think for a lot of kids that live on campus, they sort of see the pros and the cons. I don't know, as a commuter, I haven't lived on a college campus in quite a while. I used to, but I don't know, are there pros and cons that seem obvious to you, or?
I mean, some are definitely obvious, and then there's some that people are like, yeah, like I love living on campus for this reason. I'm like, what?
Right.
Like, really? For example, food. I mean, I know people who are like, yeah, like I love the food here, and I'm just like,
I love the food here.
see, exactly.
I think it's great
and
because
I don't.
when you live at home, and this is going to sound really weird. Everybody's like, home cooked meals are the best. To be honest with you, I look forward to dining hall food
But maybe
versus
that's
my mom's
the
cooking.
case.
I don't hope she doesn't watch this, but sometimes it's like you need a little bit of variety. And for me,
Okay.
eating at a dining hall is like my step up in the world. You know, I don't know.
And that could be. I'm very, very, very picky.
Yeah.
And I am obsessed with my mom's food. And she makes dinner every night. So for me to come here for my first 2 years
Right.
and having to live on more or less
Right.
fried food,
Right.
like I couldn't do it.
No, I get you.
And
But I think the pro definitely of living on campus is to avoid the cost of commuting to and from
Oh,
class.
definitely. Oh.
Because I think it costs a lot to commute to and from class. I
Right.
truly do. People say, no, it doesn't cost a lot. You're saving a lot of money. And granted, you are. But you're saving more psychological aspects. Your time, the effort to commute. So it's not just the money.
last week on FCKH8.com, there was a video of little
know.
6-year-olds dressed up as princesses
Right.
saying the F-bomb left and right.
I haven't seen this video.
And in addition, they were kind of explaining that there is a gender inequality issue now, and women are being paid 23% less than men in the workforce.
So using the kids swearing as
Yes.
a saying, oh, we're offended by that, but we're not offended by women who are not being
Right, that's the
paid
ultimate
enough.
question, which is more offensive, little 6-year-olds saying the F-bomb or women being paid less?
They're two different things.
They're not relatable.
You can't sit there and have kids, little 6-year-olds, swear. It's like, yes, my attention will be drawn to that, versus the fact that women don't have, equal rights, which is not something I'm saying shouldn't happen, of course.
Right.
But you can't. It's apples and oranges. It's a classic example of apples and oranges.
Yeah, well, exactly, because, the hot topic now is gender inequality. Like if the problem was younger children and their behavioral issues nowadays, like them swearing, then that would be something we could compare the two to. But like little kids now, I don't see an issue with them swearing. Like I don't hear them swearing as often as this video is portraying.
Right, but I think it's used to not the correct, to produce the incorrect effect.
Oh yeah, I don't
We
think they're
shouldn't be
promoting
using
it
that
the right
to
way.
pair it with the inequality that is evident between men and women. I think it's
Absolutely.
because I'm telling you, people's eyes are going to go to the swearing, and then the guy's going to go, "Ha, I gotcha." It was about
Yeah,
inequality, and you're going to go,
exactly.
"No, I was just simply enjoying the video of the little children swearing." So,
Exactly.
I don't know. You know what's actually really cool too, is they're calling it the CSI effect. It's basically all the TV shows out there nowadays. People are watching like CSI, CSI New York when it used to exist, CSI Miami when it used to exist, but now Law and Order Special Victims Unit. People are seeing this and going, "Oh, I want to do that,"
Right.
and they're seeing increases in requests for sort of forensic majors. I think that's baffling.
Really?
I do.
I can tell you, Tom, when I watch these shows, Criminal Minds, CSI, I'm like, you know what? That is awesome. Like I really feel like that, if you're in that workforce, that's how your day is.
Huh.
Until I watched the series 24,
Right.
where I was like, there's no way all that happened.
Right, but
in
some
one
shows you
day.
feel accurately portray it.
But some, yes, exactly.
I can
And-
tell you from a personal experience, I did this. I did this exact thing. Watching Chicago Fire, EMT, firefighter show, I said, oh my God, I want to do that. I want to go
Right.
be a paramedic. I did it, and they couldn't stress to me enough, the real thing and TV, no matter what, are two totally different things. Always. Because the people behind the camera have the power to edit. Okay? And they can make
Exactly.
you feel something. Clearly it worked, because I was inspired to do it.
Right.
But it's dangerous. It's dangerous. You could spend a lot of money doing the wrong thing.
Well, you know what I find fascinating is that you watch these shows, right? And it's like they seem so busy trying to catch the bad guy, and it's like, when do they go to the bathroom? And so, like, to me, that's why I'm like, that can't
So
be
that's
real.
the unrealistic part for you.
Well, I mean, one of them. It's
Okay.
just like, like, how is this possible? And that kind of draws away from the reality of
Okay.
the show.
Yeah.
But like, you see what I'm saying?
I do
like,
see what you're
it
saying.
looks,
No.
they portray it as very realistic.
I give them credit because to me, a lot of the shows just think they look great.
Right.
So, you know, again, Megan, I think that just about does it for our top 5 issues for this week.
Yes, I think that's a wrap.
That's good. I thank you for joining us. If you did join us, I know there's many of you out there. We're like exceeding 2 viewers now. But until next time, I'm Tom Vasquez.
And I'm Megan Cashone.
Thanks for joining us. Tweet me at TommyVasquez0. We'll see you next week.